afternoon, everyone. This is Roman Shersher, your number one online resource for buying property with your market update. It's been about a month since I've shared what's going on in the market with you, and we got a lot to go over. Please, guys, if you like the video, I'd like for you to share it on social media. It helps us so much to get the message out there. So just do me a favor, hit the share button and share it with your friends and family. As you know, we give updated, up-to-the-minute real estate market advice and news as to exactly what's going on out there. A lot of people have been talking to us wondering where's prices going, where's interest rates going, what's happening in the market. Is it very slow? Is it very hot? We're going to be sharing a lot of that information today. All right. In terms of current projects, we just got an acceptance for a client in Pasadena. We're waiting on another one today, potentially in Granada Hills. We'll see how that goes. We got duplexes that are being finished up in Jacksonville. I got a house in Orange Park that we're renovating and going to put a tenant in there. We just finished renovations on a property on a street called Mesa in Jacksonville. Looking right now for a tenant. It's a beautiful 5-bedroom house. And in Woodland Hills, we got a renovation going by about end of next month. We hope that by the end of next month, we're done with that renovation. So let's get into our content. Keep in mind that, we try to give you data. I try not to give you my opinion. I sometimes provide a slight opinion, but it's based on the data that I provide. But the most important thing is I want you to see the data as to what the economists, people much smarter than me, are telling us about what's going on out there in the real estate market. So remember, to anyone watching on Instagram, please be sure to head over to Facebook or YouTube after this to check out the links and the slides to the content I'm about to go over today. All right, let's jump right into it. So I always like to say that between the months of between Halloween and February 14th, which is Valentine's Day, it's typically the slowest time of the year to buy and sell homes. But we still get stuff accepted. We're volume producers, we're volume buyers, volume sellers, and plus we work very closely. We're a boutique firm. We only work with a handful of people at the same time because we give great service. We care about our clients. So we're constantly moving, even during those months. Now, typically those are very slow months, and they show that they're not good months in terms of sales. Prices go down during this time. That was not the case in December and January of this year. Now, not only was that not the case, but LA and Southern California leads a home price surge through December of 2023. So some markets fell. We accelerated. San Diego topped the country with 8.8% home price increase. You'll notice here in the gray is nationwide prices, in green is LA prices, and in red is San Diego prices. A close second was Los Angeles and Detroit, each with 8.3% increase over year. December's index tracks the final 3 months of 23, a time in which 30-year borrowing costs soared to a 2-decade high. At the time, the highest point that I saw was over 8%. It at one point reached 8.01% for interest rates. But then it fell. It fell to about 6.61% in the month of December. And all of a sudden, people started coming out of the woodwork. Sales increased, so people started selling. The sellers started selling again. Rates came down, and there was a lot more buyers that even came in. The decline in those rates unleashed some pent-up demand among buyers who had to compete for a tight supply of homes listed for sale. So you'll see here the numbers are tremendous, and I see that as an upswing. We're going to see a really hot summer. Mark my words. That is my opinion, but it's based on an economist that I listened to in December by the name of Barry Habib. He's a very well-known economist and a mortgage professional, and he believes that rates are going to fall around May. So we'll see. Rates have risen a little bit Since that 6.61, we're sitting at about 7.1. I'll get into the mortgage rates in just a little bit. All right, moving on. What else did we see in January? Well, we saw inventory jump. And this is for the first time in a long time because we were seeing nothing but lowering inventory for 19 months. Sales were declining. There were less sales in the summer of last year than they were after the crash of 2008. It was a big problem. And so we saw a tremendous increase in sales as well as prices. So sales totaled 256,000 in January on a seasonally adjusted annualized rate, up almost 15% in December and about 6% in January. January is typically a very slow month. Okay, and we saw this increase in January was the first increase in 31 months for January. That's huge. That's 2.5 years that we were dealing with really low declining inventory because of this increase in the interest rates. In general, rates are expected to decline later this year, said the vice president of CAR, and available inventory should slowly improve throughout 2024. We're going to see that. Let's look at our numbers here in Southern California. The median sold price of existing single-family homes in Los Angeles Metro, okay, the increased 7.1%. So this is based on CAR data, and what I just showed you is a nationwide data provider named Case-Shiller. So they're in line. They're a little bit off from each other. Case-Shiller showed 8.3% in Los Angeles. Let's take a look here. Here it shows 7%. So CAR's about 1.3% away from Case-Shiller. But the main thing they have in common is that they show that prices have increased significantly. And we were the second highest increasing market in the country because of a lack of inventory. Okay. Our sales is increasing as well year over year. Sales, see, January is a very slow month. So there was a lot of pent-up demand in December. December also saw that 6.61% drop in interest rates, and then it climbed. And in January, the rates were actually higher. They were in the mid sevens. So you saw a drop off month to month. But year over year, sales have still shown that they've increased here in LA County. And then let's take a look here for the different counties. Sales, here are the sales numbers. As you can see, sales month over month declined in all of the Southern California counties. In LA County, we increased in terms of quantity of sales. Orange County decreased by 1%. Riverside decreased a little bit. But San Bernardino County saw an increase in January, a significant one, surprisingly. All right, let's take a look at our days on market. Okay. LA days on market increased in January. A lot of people were sitting on the sidelines. There's not a lot of sales. So in December of January 2024, interest rates were lower. January of 2024, we saw a 32 days on market. January 23, things were very stagnant. They were at 41 days on market, which is still relatively low. But because of our inventory shortage, okay, and unsold inventory, you see here we have less inventory sitting in January 24 than we did in January 23, and a little bit more, like I said, between December and January. Typically, January is a slower month of the year. All right, let's take a look at our mortgage rates. Where are we at? So when I did this weekly update back in mid-January, the rate was, the 30-year fix was 6.89. It has since increased. It increased quite a bit. It was up to, as I mentioned, at one point it was over 8%. I saw intraday. Okay, and then it climbed to 7.12 just recently. That was the highest, I believe, yes. And now it's declining slightly. So we're down at 7.08% for a 30-year fixed. up from 6.89 a month and a half ago. The 15-year fix is 6.57, up from 6.17, 40 basis points. The 30-year jumbo is 7.38, up from 7.11. The 5/1 ARM, they're not even listing it here. They have a 7.6 arm, is 6.7. The 5/1 arm was 6.24. 38-year FHA is 6.57, up from 6.14, and 6.57 for the VA, up from 6.15. All right, guys. Well, that's kind of what's going on right now. Things are hot. They're going to get even hotter, and this summer it's going to be a bloodbath out there. There's not enough inventory. There's, with every percentage point that the rate decreases, you're going to see 5 million more buyers come to market. We're not going to have 5 million more homes come to market. And so you're going to see a lot of offers. The one that we just got accepted in Pasadena, there were 8 offers on. The one we're getting accepted, hopefully, in Granada Hills, there's 9 offers on. And you got to know how to work these offers. You got to know how to relate to the agents. You got to know what the agents want to hear. People want to go direct and they get priced out. And not only do they get priced out, but there's a conflict of interest there. The seller, the listing agent, is there to protect and get the biggest dollar for the seller. They're not there to protect your interest as a buyer. We are buyer specialists. So as I always mention, I'm your number one online buying resource for property, and I do so in Jacksonville, and I do so here in Southern California. All right, quote of the day: all improvements begin by reconnecting with the ideal. This is by Michael Hyatt, who's a famous American author. All improvements begin by reconnecting with the ideal. We have a saying in our companies. It's, what is the picture perfect scenario? What's the picture perfect moment? What is the picture perfect ideal that you would like to achieve? And that is the starting point for all the improvements that you need to make. You can begin there by making gradual increases. You can't go leaps and bounds in a day, but you can make gradual increases and make those slight improvements by reconnecting with the ideal. Michael Hyatt, famous author. All right, guys, remember, if you like this video, please help spread the word on social media. Please hit share and share it with your friends and family. This is Roman Shersher, your number one online resource for buying property. It's a very tentative market out there. You got to be careful. If you have any questions about what your property is worth, about what you're thinking of doing, how to go, how do I buy the property without selling my current one? We have the answers for you. Just reach out. No obligation. Let's talk. Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend. This is